Yo, it's time to unite. Feel the beat ignite. Turn up the volume. Let's set it right. From coast to coast, stories unfold. Voices of the brave, the young and old. Sharing dreams, breaking the mold. In every episode, wisdom is told. Oh, unify the nation, feel the vibration. Stories that inspire few, aspiration. Laughs and lesson, every narration. Join the movement, feel the elation. Oh, join the, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. From music beats to heartfelt talks, guiding you through life's winding walks, empowering minds, unlocking locks, building bridges, not just talk. It's more than a podcast, it's a revolution, spreading love, sparking evolution. Tune in, feel the contribution, be part of the unity, the solution. Inspired, oh, no, 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 no. Inspired, no, 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 no. So hit that play, don't delay. Let the unify the nation light your way. Subscribe, share, make someone's day. Together we rise, come what may. Inspired, oh, no, 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 no. Inspired, no, 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 no.
But before, we had a Democrat in offices who was named, Joe Biden. We know this guy, right?
Yeah.
But now we got this guy, Donald Trump, in there, and everybody think that he getting ready to come and save the day. Oh, he getting ready to bring, he finna, America, we got time now. We got this and we got all of these things. The judgment is set back because Donald Trump is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. Donald Trump is going to bring the pain. And he's starting it already. This is what y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand what's being put forth in place right now. And we're going to give it to you, right? We got a Republican in place. Now, we don't care either way.
At all.
We don't care either way.
At all.
But let's break down what this guy getting ready to do, right?
No
when
doubt.
Joe Biden had his term in office, you had an influx of so-called illegal aliens into the United States from the Mexico-American border, right? An influx to a number that I don't even think they understand, right?
They don't.
So what is the solution for that? Let's get the solution. Let's show them the solution for that.
Click it. So
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Shoot, I need to get this one right. Let's get the solution. We're going to show y'all their solution.
Their solution.
The Trump plan.
Don't forget, everybody that's in here, I'll pray to the Most High for y'all. Good looking for showing love. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, hit something, just help us spread this message, man. We ain't trying to be popular or famous. We just trying to do the worst, the best of our ability, spread the word or whatever.
Have you ever wondered why?
Yeah.
We blowing the trumpet the best way we can. So, like the Ox said, we going into showing what's the purpose of all this immigration.
Let's get this real quick because this right here shows something. It shows a lot. They saying a lot, but they're not saying what they saying. We're gonna break down what they saying from this video right here. All right. They saying a whole lot, but I don't think our people really would hear this to understand what they saying. All right. So let's play the video and we're going to interpret as we go along what they saying.
Also tonight, immigrant communities across Texas and the nation are trying to figure out their futures as President Donald Trump begins to make major changes to immigration policy and enforcement.
In just the last 48 hours, the administration shut down an app that helps migrants seeking asylum enter the country legally. President Trump also signed an executive order that would end birthright citizenship, which is protected by the Constitution. More than 20 blue-led states are challenging that order, with the first court hearing tomorrow.
The Trump administration is also saying that federal agents can carry out immigration arrests at schools, churches, and hospitals. Those places had been largely protected zones since 2011. So there are many questions swirling around the changes, including if all of them are legal.
ABC 13's Daniela Hurtado live now to break down the concerns and what experts are saying tonight. Daniela?
Good evening. As we talk to immigration advocates, they tell us about a wave of worry. They say many have questions about what exactly could be coming and how soon it could all take effect. With more than 48 hours in office, President Donald Trump is rolling out orders and policies that could impact.
They said what exactly could be coming, right? And exactly how soon. We're going to show y'all what's coming. We're going to break down everything they saying in this in a document that we have. We have a document that we're going to go into to show y'all exactly what they saying without saying it. And matter of fact, they actually saying it. It's just that we don't understand what they saying. All right, so we're going to go into this, but let's finish this video.
Impact thousands of people across the country and here in Houston.
A lot of people with questions, a lot of people with a lot of worries.
Cesar Espino says the director of the immigration rights nonprofit group Fiel. He says his clients right now are looking for guidance and answers on the president's new orders.
Some of these orders go into effect right away. Others are going to effect in a week or so, others in a month.
An order expected to go into place in 30 days is halting birthright citizenships of children of undocumented parents.
If you activists concerned about the impact of President Trump's immigration policy. Let's deal with it, because a lot of people act as though these two parties, Democrat and Republican, we act as though that these are so different,
Separate or something,
right? We're going to show you that this plan is bigger than Democrat and Republican. All right, what they got going on right now when it comes to the immigrants who are in the country at this point and the ones that are being removed at this point, because they're already in places like Michigan getting down. They're already kicking in doors and stuff and getting people out the way. Where are they taking these people to? We're going to show you that too. This is what we're talking about, right? Everybody think, oh man, it's going to be just great. Donald Trump is coming back, make America great. Let's see. And we ain't for neither one
at all. Once again,
both sides have always let us down. As a people, we need to stand on our own and build our own nation. The kingdom is within us. The kingdom is in us. It ain't out there. The other nations can't build a kingdom for us. They will with their hands. They're gonna build it with their hands. But we got to understand it.
Most definitely.
But anyway, let's finish it.
You were physically born here. You are a citizen of the United States, and that decision has gone unchallenged for 130 years.
Constitutional law expert Seth Chandler says that's until now.
If President Trump wants to change immigration law, he needs to do it the right way, and the right way is a constitutional amendment.
And we're going to show you also why why he don't care about the Constitution when he dealing with this. We're going to show you all of this. Why don't Trump care about the Constitution when he's going forward when dealing with this? We're going to show you why.
2 states are pushing back on this executive order, as at least 2 lawsuits have been filed calling the move unconstitutional.
We are definitely worried about the stance that the conservative Supreme Court could take now.
I'll see you in court.
Experts say this battle will now go into the courts.
I don't think, however, that the courts are going to back him up on this.
A new Trump policy is also allowing ICE agents to arrest undocumented immigrants at safe locations like schools and churches.
HISD does not have a policy, and there has not.
It's big though. Where they going up in the schools and churches. They know you're gonna be up in the Sunday service. They're like, man, let's go. We're gonna yank them out because the whole family gonna be up in there on church. We about to go yank them out.
That's what they do. They go to get them from church.
Yeah, boy.
been any guidance. And
A concern she's taking directly to the school district. The children at risk.
Another thing I didn't think about as well. If they go into the school, they yanking the kids. They yanking the kids out, and the parents like that. So they just going to getting kids. We're gonna show you at the school. We're gonna show you why this is so. He's able to do this too, without anything with the Constitution. Now I know some people may look and say, "Hey, these are illegal immigrants." Are they? Are all of these illegal immigrants that are being taken? Are they? But even so, now we're making a big thing concerning this when it comes to these policies that's going forth, because these policies have always affected anything that they put in place, right?
Right.
It always begins to affect the population. It always begins to affect the population. So what's going to happen? Eventually, these things that are being ignored within the Constitution will affect you as well. But they had to get you to agree with it. But see, that's what the immigrants is for. The immigrants was brought forth so that you can agree with these policies that's going to be pushed forth against them first, but against you next.
Exactly. And that's why we're making a statement about what the books say about Negroes start voting religiously. I'm gonna just do Democrat, not even knowing what you vote for. You just going up in there. It's going to affect you because of that right there. You're not knowing what you voting for, but you're just doing it because he's a Democrat.
Exactly.
Let's keep them Republicans out of the seat. Man, hey.
It always happened like that.
Yeah.
Organization reports there are more than 100,000 undocumented students across Texas. HISD telling ABC 13 this afternoon the district will comply with the law as they are required. A spokesperson says the district will continue to educate all students regardless of their immigration status. Daniela Hurtado, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Yeah. All right. All right, so y'all see that? So these are the policies. All right, these are the policies that are, well, not policies. This is what we're seeing right now that's going forward, that Trump is pushing. And these are his policies, right? All right, so why is he able to do it? You understand? Like, why is Trump able to do these things without
any backlash or pushback?
Yeah, without any, because not even the backlash. Why is he able to just ignore the Constitution like that? Right. Well, let us introduce you to what they call, right, Rex 84.
1984.
Right? Let us introduce you to this. For those who don't understand, stick around. All right, this is something that was put in place in 1984. Right, it's called the something, I forget what it is, exercise. Right, yeah. They'll tell you what it is within the video, but watch this video, and we're gonna explain to you
exactly
through actual document that we have. All right, but right here, let's just listen to what they got to say concerning Rex 84.
Reagan was elected to the presidency, he installed Louis Giuffrida as head of FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Giuffrida was an old cold warrior from Reagan's California days whose specialty was suppression of unrest and dissent. Giuffrida, North, and George Bush began to turn FEMA into an instrument of domestic anti-terrorism.
You're dealing with a group of people in the Reagan administration who equated political dissent with treason and who cannot differentiate between emergency procedures, which I think everyone agrees are necessary, and suppressing political dissent. And with North and Poindexter and Casey, you had a group of people who saw Americans who disagree with them as the enemy.
Colonel North, in your work at...
So with these people, they said you got people who feel as though Americans that disagree with you are the enemy. Okay? This is where it's at. We're going to continue.
And then he said with treason, right?
With treason.
Check it out. For those who don't know what treason is, this is the definition of treason. That's why when he was talking, I started typing because I was like, let me get this for folks. Because this is key right here. Treason. First definition. The crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill or overthrow the sovereign or government. So that kind of goes with this. Why 1984 was set up. Rex 1984 was set up.
Yeah. And it's some documents that say that actually. So we gonna when we go ahead after we read, remember I told y'all those documents we got, it's gonna say exactly that. But it's not gonna say treason, but it's gonna say what it's
basically say the same thing. Let's get some of the French English down here. Middle English from Angola, Norma, French treason from Latin tradition, handing over. Somebody don't want to hand over something. From the verb trader.
Trader, there you go.
Trader. I'm gonna say it like that. But that first definition key. The crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill or overthrow the sovereign or government. Treason.
And we're gonna show you why that's important. Like a lot of people thinking, like, yeah, we should get rid of the immigrants. Now, listen, anybody that's dealing illegally, hey, I got the same thoughts. But at the same time, are they really there illegally if that was their country in the first place?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
the
saying?
The ones who saying that they illegal usually be the ones who the illegals.
And then it was that lady talking about we were once strangers in land here. No, you still a stranger in that land. You still a stranger there. You don't belong there. All right. So let's finish with this video.
The NSC, were you not assigned at one time to work on plans for the continuity of government in the event of a major disaster?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that question touches upon a highly sensitive and classified area, so may I request that you not touch upon that, sir.
I was particularly concerned, Mr. Chairman, because I read in Miami papers and several others that there had been a plan developed by that same agency, a contingency plan in the event of emergency that would suspend the American Constitution. And I was deeply concerned about it and wondered if that was the area in which he had...
So he said there's a plan to suspend the American Constitution. He said he heard about that. And guess what? Remember, the guy that just said that on the news, he said Trump would have to bring something that would be able to deal with it based on the Constitution. Right? Could Trump be the one to implement Rex 84? Could he be? Could he be? I think he will be.
I think it sounds like it.
And we're going to show you.
It worked. I believe that it was,
may I most respectfully request that that matter not be touched upon at this stage. If we wish to get into this, certain arrangements can be made for an executive session.
And tragically, the only member who got close was Jack Brooks, and he was stopped by the chairman.
You see that? Stopped by the chairman.
So it sounds like this Rex 84 is set up to protect something or someone.
Exactly.
Because that treason was a key word. A lot of folks didn't even catch it. I caught that as soon as he said it. As soon as he said it, I caught that. Jay.
Exactly. And it's crazy. And what's crazy is, pop that right on up. Yeah, and what's crazy, you know, it's documents out here with the information on it. And these things is real. The so-called Rex 84 situation, this is real. This ain't fake. We just watched a council hall in a Senate meeting, right, in 1984 where they was talking about it. Right, that was real. But what did they do? They shut him down. They shut my man's down. But let's see what they got on file as far as documentation. Let's see what they got on file.
Got on file. Hit the subscribe, the like, whatever y'all can. Thank y'all for coming in. Praise the Most High. Let's get it.
All right, so this is from academia.education. All right. The Rex 84 program. All right. And I didn't download the PDF, so we just gonna read it straight from the website. All right. The Rex 84 program, established on the reasoning that if a mass exodus of illegal aliens crossed the Mexican-U.S. border, they would be quickly rounded up and detained in detention centers by FEMA.
By who?
By FEMA.
That FEMA, y'all keep that in mind. Don't forget about that, because remember, in that Rex 84 video, who's that? Roosevelt, whoever the president was at that time, assigned that white dude who was the head of
that
FEMA.
was Nixon. Nixon.
Mm-hmm. Assigned that white dude who was the head of FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Rex 84 allowed many military bases to be closed down and to be turned into prisons.
Bases are being closed down, turned into prison. I just seen something earlier about that.
Listen in. Y'all can look these operations up. Google them as we speak of. Operation Cable Splicer and the Garden Plot are the two sub-programs which will be implemented once the Rex 84 program is initiated for its proper purpose. Listen to these things. Garden Plot is the program to control the population. Cable Splicer is the program for an orderly takeover of the state and local governments by the federal government. FEMA is the executive arm of the coming police state and thus will head up all operations. The presidential executive orders already listed on the Federal Register also are part of the legal framework of this operation.
It sounds like it's just gonna be a big ass army just holding everybody hostage, basically.
Bro, they got it in place to where the first one, the Garden Plot, controls the population. So how you controlling the population?
You want to see?
You know what I'm saying?
That goes to the what's it called? Hold up, we about to get that. How they controlling the population? Hold that. Don't go nowhere. It's something called the Insurrection Act.
Okay, Insurrection Act. All right, let's get it. Right now we can get it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We can get it.
Don't forget what it just said, because we going back to there too. But this just showing how they're going to control the population. And this bill actually was just passed a few months before Biden got out the joint, out of the office, out of the White House, whatever you want to call it. This bill just was passed, the Insurrection Act. Everybody take notes of this stuff and look into it, man. Okay, went to that first joint.
I'm trying to go to the bill, but it's cool.
Okay. I think that's cool. It might be in there.
This the bill, the Insurrection Act of 1807.
Yep. That's it.
All right, let's get it.
The Insurrection Act of 1807. It's going to show how they're going to control the population.
Oh, snap.
And if Most High will, we're going to find that bill and put it in here too. You know what? While he doing this, I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it in the chat.
All right, the Insurrection Act of 1807. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy the U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States. Within the United States.
It said put some National Guards within the United States.
And federalized troops.
And federalized troops.
And the U.S. military. It says, in particular circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. So this is the military against the people.
Against the people. What is they rebellion against?
Right. and what does the Constitution do? The Constitution protects the people against the government. Yeah. So when you remove the Constitution out the way, now the people have no protection. Ain't no protection. Yeah, drop that in the chat box. It says The act provides a statutory exception to the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878, which limits the use of military personnel under federal command or law enforcement purposes within the United States. Before invoking the powers under the Act 10 U.S.C. 254 requires the president to publish a proclamation ordering the insurgents to disperse as part of the Posse Comitatus Act. These provisions have since been amended.
It said it been amended. What do amend mean?
That means it's over.
Okay, now go back out. We about to see if it's over. No, just back up right here. Just go back or hit the arrow once. Yep. Now type in 2024. We're gonna see if this stuff is a man. Right there. It just so happened to pop up. That right there. Was it a man? Did it stop? Did they cut this out? It should say scroll down a little bit.
It say 11 latest action.
It's 7/11/2024.
All right, so where at?
What did I just click? All information. It should say all information somewhere.
Okay.
Let me see it right here.
Okay, that's okay right here. I see it right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, so what you looking at?
Scroll down. What they say right there? Official title as introduction.
A bill to provide limited authority to use the armed forces to suppress insurrection or rebellion and quell domestic violence.
So was it?
Damn, for domestic violence.
That's my
They're
point.
gonna use the armed forces for domestic violence.
violence.
Well, maybe they're talking about domestic on a. No, that's too vague, bro.
No.
That's too vague, man. Nah, that's too vague. Nah.
But people would, and then you can go to all action.
Yeah. It say it was read twice by the Committee on Armed Forces by the Senate.
Gonna have more right there.
All right, it says, that's it. That's it. But that's what the bill is. That's what the bill is there for.
Exactly.
A bill to provide limited authority to use, but it says limited. Now, how limited are they talking? And why do the armed forces need to suppress domestic violence?
Exactly.
Now, is this talking about domestic violence as far as
and house type stuff? Or?
No, civilians.
Yeah,
domestic, right? As far as civilians, that's what it's saying, or is it talking about domestic in-house?
I think it's civilians
Because that's too vague. That's
sure
too. It's a vague statement, but
I'm sure it's something that it said. But the point is, it said it since been amended in that last joint. But
Right.
this showing that it's still going. And the latest update was 7/11/2024, right?
yeah.
So hey, it ain't been amended. Don't fall for that junk.
Yeah, no, they got it back on the flow.
It's out there.
It's back on the flow, and guess what? It's gonna be picked up, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you why right here. Let's finish this out with the Rex 84.
Mm-hmm.
It say the camps. Now we're going back to the FEMA camps, right?
Yep.
It says, and see, a lot of people don't believe that these things exist, but where are they putting these immigrants? They going to the schools, they going to the churches and all of these. Where are they putting these people, placing these people? Because it ain't like they just shipping them straight out the country.
Exactly.
They got to be placed first,
Somewhere,
and then processed and
information.
figured out where they belong, and then that's where they
Probably
go.
chipped. I mean,
Yeah, straight up.
No, for real though. But don't forget, it also said that they were shutting down what to turn into prisons, shutting down army bases.
Right.
But I know where you're going. I ain't putting the cart before the horse. That's just a reminder for those who might have forgot that part.
Exactly. And here we go. Let's finish it out. It says, the camps all have railroad facilities as well as roads leading to and from the detention facilities. Many also have an airport nearby. The majority of the camps can house a population of 20,000 prisoners. Currently, the 20,000, and that's small compared to what I've seen.
Yeah.
It says currently the largest of these facilities is just outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. The Alaskan facility is a massive mental institution facility.
So check this out.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off. If these are illegal immigrants for like Mexico and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Why the freak they going way up to Alaska?
Right.
You can just send them right Hey, I'm sure there's little processing joints right
But
there.
not even that. Not even that. Why are they even near Alaska? They coming from Mexico. It's hot. Ain't nobody trying to go up to no Alaska. It say the Alaskan facility is a massive mental health facility and can hold approximately 2 million people.
Mental health
2 million people at a facility. 2 million people. It's cities that don't have that kind of population.
Straight up.
2 million people
in one facility. Then it said a mental facility like that. So who knows what's
going on up in there?
Man.
It say, all right, now let's review the justification for any actions taken. Now here's the justification that they'll give you for the actions that'll be taken. And we bringing this forth not because we're on the side of the immigrants, not because we're on the side of the Democrat, not because we're on the side of the Republican. None of that. We bringing this out because we're on the side of our people, and we believe that our people should understand these things. Okay? All right, so here it is. Now let's review the justification for any actions taken. Executive orders associated with FEMA that would suspend the Constitution and build. Listen to that.
Suspend the Constitution.
Remember, my man said that in the meeting, the Senate meeting.
Yeah.
And then you had the dude on the news station. He said if Trump gonna do it, he need to do it based on the Constitution and not suspend it. Right? This is Rex 84 that y'all getting ready to see. It says executive orders associated with FEMA that would suspend the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
Nothing I'm about to recommend in any way impinges on the Second Amendment. They're phony arguments suggesting that these are Second Amendment rights at stake from what we're talking about. But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute.
These executive orders have been on record for nearly 30 years and could be over 30 years and could be enacted by the stroke of a presidential pen. What did we see Trump do on the first day he got in?
He's just signing bills.
He was stroking that pen, wasn't he?
We just seen in the last video he was just stroking the pen.
He was stroking that joint. No, did he? Executive order. All right, here it is. This is the first one. Executive order. I'm not going to name the orders. I'm just going to tell y'all. I'm just going to go in order. It says the first one allows the government to take over modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Number 2.
Sound like shutdown somehow.
Allows the government to seize and control the communication media.
Sound like no talking to one another.
Cell phones, computers, laptops, whatever you got that you can communicate with, the government is seized. The third one allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals.
Ooh, sound like a dark winter. Remember a couple of years ago they were saying that?
Dark winter. And not only just a dark winter, total takeover.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in compliance of what they say, remember, if you against what they believe, then you against the system. You're a you're committing treason. It's not the country no more. It's the politicians if you don't agree with.
And that's what the treason, like you say, that was that treason.
So that's total takeover. All right. So the next one, it says allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, trucks, or vehicles of any kind, and total control over all highways, seaports, and waterways.
No boats, no nothing.
No nothing. You're gonna be stuck.
I'm waiting for that one. That one gonna
I know what you want. Allows the government to take over all food resources and farms.
It sounds like the first. That sounds like the first rule to the art of war.
That's war there.
Yeah.
Taking over food, resources, and farms.
You can't eat, you weak. You can't fight.
The next one allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades under government supervision. Then you're on chain gang. Man, hey, look, we going on over here. We about to have you doing this.
Sound like the work squad right there.
Yeah, we got you. You gonna be under our supervision, and we gonna pay you whatever we gonna pay you.
I'm tired.
Man.
Hey, boss, he said he tired. Well, tell him the state of Mississippi.
Hey, but people don't believe this is true. Y'all better come up out of Babylon.
Come up out of there.
Y'all better get up out of there, man. Because all of these things are going to happen, and it's going to be against the civilians. They've allowed the immigrants to come into the country first so that they can perpetrate this first on them. But once this is set, it's set.
Maybe that's the test run.
You know,
it's gonna work on them.
Yeah.
So when we put it on the other people, we know exactly what to do when they react.
Yeah. Once this is set, it's set. Ain't no bringing it back.
Yeah, most definitely.
Once they say the Constitution, move it out the way. You think they're gonna bring it back? Because the Constitution protects you from them.
So now they setting up something to protect them from
you.
The treason.
Exactly.
Remember, we just read that. That's why we read that definition. Yep. Come on.
All right. So, all right. Hit the next one. It says allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Dang. So you
sick?
You got to go to them. Education to them.
To them.
Welfare, whatever you need, as far as food provisions, you got to go to them.
Yep.
Designated. The next one designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. What's that? Passports. Your digital passport. That is your digital passport.
And that's already working. That's already in effect with that. It sounds like they're doing this in increments.
Yeah.
I'm listening to some of this stuff. Like some things done happened already.
Yeah.
We've been hearing this one for some time now. Digital passport.
It says the next one allows the government to take over all airports and aircrafts, including commercial aircraft. So you think you're gonna fly up out of the Babylon at this point? You think you're finna get up out of there? Once this start going down?
Think it's gonna be a mass exodus once this start going down? Those of us who know the truth, whatever you want to call it, you better take this opportunity now and get up out of there. There's not about to be no mass exodus like we thinking it is. We got all this time. Why waiting to the last damn minute? This is the one I was waiting for right here. For real. This is the one I was waiting for because our people was brainwashed with this bull crap.
Hey man, look here, man. Hey man, look. If I can't get a plane, what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna just
hop on a spaceship.
Man, a spaceship gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Or something. Somebody gonna pull me through. Hey.
You know, and this like we making light of this, but it ain't funny, man. This real.
It's real. Yeah.
This real, man. This ain't no joke.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? You gonna hey, you scared? You scared? And see, that's what I put something on Facebook the other day. I was like, y'all scared to come over here, and somebody gonna jump on there trying to check me about what I said.
That's your walk.
You understand me? You can't check me for what I said. I'm saying what the Most High said.
That's your walk.
I'm saying what the Most High. He told you to come up out of.
I was just about to get to that. Like we were talking about. If we all believe in the same word, that's your walk too.
Exactly.
You've just been indoctrinated or blinded or whatever. I don't know what it is, but that's your walk too.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah, if we all believe in the same God, the same word, the same Savior.
All right, this one it says, and I'll read that one again.
Yeah.
This one, this executive order, this is 11003. Type it up, executive order 11003. Google it. It says allows the government to take over all airports and aircrafts, including commercial aircrafts. This is America. This is what America has become.
And then it say take. Now I'm thinking about something. Take over all airports and aircraft, all aircraft. You got people saying we got pilots too, bro. All of them gonna be taken.
And where they gonna fly out of? Because it say all airports.
Exactly.
Where they coming out? Where they flying out of?
You ain't in the bushes doing. You can't put trees in the way.
Man.
Israel, take this opportunity to get the heck on.
Right.
Don't sit there and wait till the last minute.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And see, they tickle your fancy. They tickle your fancy and making you feel like, oh yeah, he for us. They for us, this and that. Right? They ain't for you. They ain't for you.
And what we're doing is showing, once again, like back when we got the little history up at the beginning of this, how Republicans was once for us. And they turned their backs on us. Democrats turned their backs on. This the same thing because this up under Trump. So he's a Republican. So this showing that we ain't with no side. We just exposing, doing this in an orderly fashion.
Yeah.
Like, man, bruh, this executive order is gonna get a lot of people in them camps that we've been learning about for many, many years.
Look at this. Executive Order 11003. Let me pull that out real quick. All right. And who did this?
Whoa.
Kennedy.
The man that was for black people, right?
Yeah, let me pull it out. And see, this the thing here, right? Y'all see this? Executive Order 11003, assigning emergency preparedness functions to the administrator of the Federal Aviation Agency. For all of y'all who think this ain't a real thing, this was put in place by Kennedy.
Yeah.
All right.
Aviation is flying.
Okay. This was put in place by your main man, John F. Kennedy. All right, let's go back to the Rex 84. So I just pulled that out so y'all understand that what we got going on right here, this is real. All right. So now the next one, it says Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Financing Authority, listen to this one, to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations.
Damn.
They're going to move you into a controlled area.
That sounds like Detroit right now.
You're going to be moved into controlled areas. This is the plan. And this is why military is being deployed. Exactly. It ain't got nothing to do with them immigrants. The immigrants is coming in to be, they coming in because they the reason to get their foot in the door.
Oh, yeah.
This is how they get their foot in the door, through the immigrants.
Yeah, the military, right?
The military.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how they justify bringing the military in.
Exactly. And like you said, going to be moved to certain areas.
Exactly.
That's why they're going to set up certain roadblocks on highway, like we read earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Just follow that right down that road, make a left up there, and follow that truck right there.
Exactly.
It's going to lead you right to that.
And guess what? If you ain't dealing with their ideologies, you will not be moved into the community. Yeah. You're going to either be detained in a detention center or you're going to be put to death.
Yeah.
And that's real.
And
that's real. We got the executive orders, right?
Yeah. Like you said, put to death, because it said that in the insurrection joint that these military people are set up to go against the rebellions. Those who don't go with this are called rebellions.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me see. Let's get the next one. It says, this the fifth one. It says allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities.
Ain't no hiding. They're gonna be everywhere, shutting stuff down.
Yeah, and then railroads. What do railroads have? Railroads have the trains with the containers.
Yeah, the cars.
They can house people and things in these containers. And then what do the public storage facilities have? They have spaces, storage. You know what I'm saying? Just think about all of this stuff, man.
And remember, it said earlier with the camps or whatever.
Yeah.
That they also have airplanes and train tracks, so they can bring the people in.
Exactly. And see, all of this stuff coming together. 51. It says specifies the responsibility of the Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crisis, because these things cause insurrection.
Yeah.
These things, international tensions. Why? Because it may be a war that someone feel as though, or the people may feel as though could affect the country, and they might throw an insurrection. And then what else? Economics, finances. If my money ain't right, if I can't get what I need, I'm in the streets. This is how the people. This is how the people are. So this is how they're gonna get the armies into the country against the people.
And you know how many people gonna fall for this because of them finances, especially our people.
Yeah.
I gotta feed my kids.
Mhm.
I gotta, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna be a mass slaughter. And even if you do go with their program or whatever, you think they still not gonna harm you. So you might as well stand for something.
Hey,
Not
hey man,
saying-
look, or go and play puppet.
Yeah.
Go play puppet then.
And
Because that's what it's
going
gonna
to
be.
Children harmed because they said they got the
But see,
doctor facility.
It's a lot of
all that
cowards out
stuff.
there that's gonna do it. It's a
good.
lot of cowards out there that's gonna do it.
Mhm.
Hey, look, I'm out first. I'm like, man, I'm gone. I ain't got to deal with that. Why I'm gonna deal with that? Why sit back and deal with that, man? Don't no man control me. Don't no man run my family, but me, Christ.
Yeah.
You understand? Christ is the only one over me.
And that's who we vote for.
You understand? Ain't no man running me. Ain't no Democrat, no Republican. None of that.
That's straight up.
Here go the next one. It says this 310. It say grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce the plans to set out in executive orders to institute industrial support to establish judicial and legislative liaison to control all aliens.
To control all aliens.
But see, when the Constitution out the way, who's really a citizen?
Exactly.
When the
So everybody is aliens.
exactly when there ain't no Constitution, who's a citizen?
Exactly. And then you remember in the one video, dude was like, I don't think the court's gonna go for that. Yes, the hell they is.
Yeah.
You just saying the overlay for the underlay. You part of the program, make people feel safe.
Yeah.
But the courts is going to go for that.
Yeah. This crazy. It say to establish judicial and legislative liaison to control all aliens, to operate penal and correctional institutions, and to advise and assist the president.
To advise and assist the president. So the courts are going to go for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
We all aliens over there.
Exactly. Because once the Constitution out the way, all of this stuff off the table. You under a dictatorship.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
It says 49 assigns emergency preparedness function to federal departments and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period.
15 years.
This 2025, right?
25.
Okay. 2040. What's going on? Remember what Joe Biden said about 2040? He said by the year 2040, we'll be the minority.
Oh yeah.
By the year 2040, we'll be the minority.
And let me conclude and turn it over to Kamala, who says, what the hell am I doing with this guy right now? But all kidding aside, I've known you my whole life, most of you. I've worked with you my whole life, most of you. I've been around doing this for a long, long time. I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong. But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
That's 15 years from now.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said that. We'll be the minority. Oh, yeah. They all in cahoots. All of them. Democrat, Republican, they all in cahoots. They just playing against you to get you to agree with your own demise.
That's exactly what it is. Your own demise.
Yeah, that's what it's
playing
about.
on your ignorance.
Yeah.
Because they know majority of the people don't really study or focus on this type of stuff to really know what's going on. It's a few people that really dig in deep like this to really get like, no, I ain't messing with that.
Yeah.
And that's why we here. We not the best. We not knowing everything, but one thing for sure, two things for certain. This will help a lot of people if you open your ears and shut your mouth. Really listen. Focus. Take this in and eat it.
Hey, that brother elder now. That was an elder saying.
It was though.
Open your ears and shut your mouth.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? You getting old, brother. Seen some hair coming out your ears, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting old out here, dog.
But that was an old folks term right there. I didn't think about that. But that's real talk. A lot of people, if you shut your mouth and open your ears, take this in, because this gonna save a lot of lives if people really listen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. Yeah, this is the other one. This is this is the last one, the last executive order. It says this is 921. It says allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution. So they taking over all business.
Everything.
All business.
It said, gone, big old contracts gone, the construction, the trucking.
All business.
Everything.
It says of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in the U.S.
So everybody worrying about credit.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of credit? Maybe to keep your electric on that they talking about in the bills up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. To keep your power, your electric, your gas, all of that. That's what that purpose is for. But that's why the Most High tell us to come up out of there, man. And I can't stress that enough. But anyway, it says and credit and the flow of money in the U.S. financial institution in any undefined national emergency. And what? Any undefined. So they don't even have to define the national emergency.
They just do it.
Whenever they ready, like, look, this was going on. We need to do this. Right? They ain't even got to really give you an explanation as to why it is what it is. Any undefined national emergency. It says it also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the president, Congress cannot review the action for 6 months.
So it got up to 6 months before they even thinking about looking at the review. So for 6 months, you're gonna be tortured before anybody even think about torture or whatever. You're gonna just be going through something for 6 months before anybody even think of reviewing this. That's even if they think of reviewing. But with the constitutional thing going, like you were saying, they're not gonna really review it because for what?
Yeah.
There's gonna be some issues before they review it. And with the Constitution going, there's really no need to review it. So that's just let you know right then and there. It's gonna be more. What do you say? 15 years?
Yeah, 15 years.
So basically, forget the 6 months. For 15 years, it's gonna be an issue.
It's gonna be 21 executive orders passed within 15 years. That's what it was saying.
Oh, that's what it was saying. Okay, I thought it was saying for 15 years that. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. But for 6 months, you might not have nobody even checking you out, worrying about you or anything. We got more important stuff going on in the world right now. Just give them some bread and water up under the door,
man.
Hey,
and then sit still. But anyway, let's finish this out. It says it also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the president, Congress cannot review the action for 6 months. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is FEMA, has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. General Frank Salcedo, chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role as a new frontier in the protection of individual and governmental leaders from assassination. There go your treason. There go your treason. Yep. It says, and of civil and military installations from sabotage or attack. This is your treason situation. As well as prevention of dissident groups from gaining access to U.S. opinion or a global audience in times of crisis. FEMA's powers were consolidated by President Carter to incorporate the National Security Act of 1947, which allows for the strategic relocation of industries, services, government, and other essential economic activities, and to rationalize requirements for manpower, resources, and production facilities. In 1950, the Defense Production Act gives the president sweeping powers over all aspects of the economy. The Act of August 29, 1916 authorizes the Secretary of the Army in time of war to take possession of any transportation system in time of war.
So don't think you about to leave you and into war.
Exactly. When war
You ain't
happened,
going
it's a wrap
nowhere.
because it
You
says it
stuck.
allows the army to take possession of any transportation system for transporting troops, material, or any other purpose related to the emergency. And that's why the aviation circuit gonna be shut down.
Exactly.
That's why the airports and all of that. That's why that's gonna be shut down because the military gonna have control of it.
I don't think you going nowhere when war hit when things hit the fan.
And everybody think, oh yeah, we can wait till the last minute.
It's
this and
time
that.
to go.
Nah, when you heard that voice, that's when it was time to go.
Exactly. When you felt it in the spirit, it was time to go.
Yeah. You should have been packing your bags and having faith in the Most High that He gonna get you up out of there at that point.
Most deaf. And then it keeps saying something about FEMA. Let me say something right quick.
Yeah.
For those of our people that's back in the States, back in Detroit, where we from. If you don't know one thing for certain, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Louis Arena was turned to FEMA back in 2020. Was that Joe Louis?
I don't know. Joe Louis got knocked down, right? They tore down Joe Louis.
So it was either Joe Louis
or was that Cobo? I think they tore down both of them. I ain't been to Detroit in a long time.
I done
bro.
left and I forgot, but one of them was FEMA property now. It's one of them joints down there. I forgot exactly which one. Look it up if anybody get a chance.
Yeah, I ain't been to Detroit in a minute, man. So, but yeah,
that's a warning to those who think it ain't gonna come to near them.
Oh no, we about to run down where all of these
for sure.
where these facilities are. Yeah, we got a list of the facilities now.
Let's get it.
But anyway, it says the act of August 29, and these are all of the things that the president, what's his name? Who's this president?
Nixon, I think it was.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
He put in place. Act of August 20. Well, he signed. But anyway, the Act of August 29, 1916 authorizes the Secretary of the Army in time of war to take possession of any transportation system for transporting troops, material, or any other purpose related to the emergency. International Emergency Economic Powers Act enables the president to seize the property of a foreign country or national.
What Trump just say?
He about to seize these people.
What was that? What was that? New Mexico, was it? Or
the Gulf of Mexico?
They call it the Gulf of America. He said when I get in there, it's going to be called the Gulf of America.
Yeah,
he just said that
because he's showing you what they dealing with. They dealing with this Rex 84. It's in motion.
Yeah.
It says enables the president to seize property of a foreign country or foreign national. But that say national. It don't say foreign national. So that could be a national or a foreign national,
both.
But it says these powers were transferred to FEMA in a sweeping consolidation in 1979. Where are these camps? Oh man,
where are they? Where are these?
Here we
camps?
go. Now I ain't gonna name all of them up under these states.
Let's get something
right, but I'm gonna just name the states.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna name where they are in the states. We'll be here all day. All right. But they got them in Opelika, Alabama.
Opelika, goon.
Alabama, Alaska.
So now you see why they said Alaska.
And look at all of these different places though in here. Remember the garden plot? Remember the garden plot situation to control the population? See, they got facilities to control the so when they talk about controlling the population and that garden plot plan, right? When we started first reading this letter, let's go up to the top. Let's go back to the top. Let's go back to the top. Let's get that. It says the second paragraph. It says Operation Cable Splicer and Garden Plot are two sub programs which will be implemented once the Rex 84 program is initiated for its proper purpose. Garden Plot is the program to control population. How they gonna control population? Let's go down there.
Back down there.
Go back down. Where we going? Alaska. It says wilderness, east of Anchorage, no roads, air and railroad access only. Estimated capacity of 500,000 Elmendorf. Damn, they could fit 500,000 people up in here. Elmendorf Air Force Base, northeast area of Anchorage, far end of the base. A garden plot facility. So this is how they're going to control the population. They're going to move you into these facilities. Yep. These will be your places.
Yep. What we seen on Terminators and all these movies, that's what was going on in the cold area. Dang, now I think about When y'all get a chance, watch Terminator Salvation.
Mm.
You're gonna see the same thing on there. Messed up area, bad weather, and they was moving them into facilities. Come on.
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan.
Hold on.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh yeah, Michigan. Camp Grayling, Michigan National Guard base has several confirmed detention camps. Classic setup with high fences, razor wire, etc. Guard towers are very well built, sturdy, multiple compounds within larger enclosures.
Remember, it said they shut down these army bases and turned them into prison. This in Michigan.
Facility deep within the forest area. Sawyer Air Force Base, Upper Peninsula, south of Marquette, no data available. Bay City, classic enclosure with guard towers, high fence, and close to shipping port on Saginaw Bay, which connects to Lake Huron. Could be a deportation point to overseas via St. Lawrence Seaway, Southwest, possibly Berrien County. FEMA Detention Center, Lansing FEMA Detention Center.
Ooh, Michigan, y'all. Hey, all our people, but hey, we got a lot of family in Michigan. Y'all better watch out now.
Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, Vermont, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania. Let me name Ohio. I got some people in Ohio. Ohio, Camp Perry, site renovated. Once used as a POW camp, prisoner of war camp, to house German and Italian prisoners of World War II.
So that's already a damn prison.
Oh, yeah. Some tar paper covered huts built for housing. These prisoners are still standing. Recently, the construction of multiple 200-man barracks have replaced most of the huts. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, FEMA detention facilities, data needed. Lima, Ohio, FEMA detention facility, another facility located near Old Stone Quarry, and I know where that's at, I-75 railroad access to property fences, etc. I know Lima where that rock quarry is. I used to drive a semi-truck. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Canada too.
Hey, y'all talking about y'all going to Canada. I'm moving to Canada when I'm just waiting to get this money. I'm just got to pay a few things. I'm going to Canada. They getting it too.
Man,
you ain't finna escape. That's still the Western world.
Exactly. And then look at the overseas locations. Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, federal prison camp facility, capacity unknown. Guantanamo Bay, of course.
We was just hearing about that.
Cuba, U.S. Marine Corps base, presently home to 30,000 Cubans and 40,000 Albanians, total capacity unknown.